What's up, weirdos? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Felicia, and today we are celebrating Stephen King's 71st birthday. I'm bringing you my top 5 favorite Stephen King films, and to be perfectly real with you, a lot of these are like the most popular ones, but when it's right, it's right. So let's get started with one of my favorite female villains in horror, and that is Annie Wilkes from Misery. This movie is about a writer named Paul Sheldon who was kidnapped by a psychotic fan who forces him to write her the stories she wants to hear. I love this movie, and this one also feels like it could be Stephen King's actual fears about crazy fans, which is sort of funny.
Eventually, you'll come to accept the idea of being here.
Annie, whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it. Annie, for God's...
Shh, darling. Trust me.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
Sidebar, they also made this a play on Broadway starring Bruce Willis and Laurie Metcalf. He was bad, and she was amazing. Number 2 on my list is The Shining, and this movie really freaked me out as a kid because Jack Nicholson is a really scary actor to watch. A family heads to an isolated hotel for the winter where an evil presence influences the father, Jack Torrance, into violence, while his psychic son, played by Danny Lloyd, sees horrific visions. It also stars Shelley Duvall as Wendy Torrance, and honestly, she seems so damaged in this movie, it's hard to watch at times. That is also due to Stanley Kubrick's direction. For example, he made her shoot emotionally difficult scenes over and over until she was way past the point of physical and emotional exhaustion. Though I may not agree with how this movie was filmed, it is an amazing Stephen King movie, and the story is great, and the actors are phenomenal. It also, of course, features the very famous line,
Here's Johnny.
Number 3 on my list is Carrie, which was Stephen King's first novel and personally my favorite. It's about a teenage girl with telekinetic powers and an insanely religious mother. It also has one of the most uncomfortable opening scenes ever. It is the perfect scene to start this movie, but also makes me so sad. The original film came out in 1976 and the remake came out in 2013. A lot of people hated this remake, but I actually thought it was kind of fun. It was just sort of like a teen movie version of Carrie, and I had fun watching it. But overall, I definitely prefer the original. Number 4 on my list is Pet Sematary, and I'm not really going to talk about this one because I already did a full review on this a few weeks ago, and I'll link that in the description box below. It's basically about a pet cemetery that has an ancient burial ground, which allows things to come back from the dead. If you haven't heard yet, they're actually making a remake of this movie coming out in 2019, so that should be pretty cool. Now finally we have one of the first movies I ever had to turn off because I was too scared to finish watching it, and that was It. This is of course about the child-killing clown Pennywise and the 7 preteens that fight to defeat him. The 1990 version with Tim Curry is a strange masterpiece and I love it. And the new one came out in 2018 and it's also pretty incredible. I'm pretty excited for the sequel. Someone recently asked me which It I preferred and I was like, ooh, hard. I couldn't decide because the original is like so classic and so strange and also kind of funny. And then the new one was much like more horrific to me, I guess. And so I don't know, right now I'm gonna say it's a tie because I can't really decide. I like them both. And that's it, friends. Happy birthday, Stephen King. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I put out new videos every Sunday and Wednesday. And have a nice screen. Bye.